Adriana Hall is a commercial, beauty, print, and runway model here in Charleston and New York. I talk one-on-one with the model for this edition of Quintin's Close-Ups. And if you haven't already, subscribe to my YouTube channel and like Quintin's Close-Ups on Facebook. Adriana Hall, welcome to Quintin's Close-Ups.
Thank you for having me, Quintin. So excited.
Oh, I appreciate it greatly. Needless to say, you are a commercial, print, runway, and beauty model here in Charleston, of course, New York. Tell me, Miss Adriana, what's new, what's now with your career?
Well, right now I'm kind of in a transitional phase. I've been doing a lot of, I feel like a lot of runway recently, but I really want to hone in on like what I'm most passionate about, which is commercial modeling. So I'm doing a complete overhaul of my portfolio,
Wow.
and I'm just excited to make some changes, really.
Wow. So, what brought you to this transformation now?
And honestly, just experimenting with different types of modeling and figuring out where I really like one, which is most profitable, which market I fit best in, and essentially which one that really, really kind of just set my soul on fire in a way what I couldn't live without doing. So just going with what made me happy, really.
Wow. What market is really ideal for you right now?
I would say commercial and print for sure.
Wow. And how does those particular categories set your soul on fire?
Well, I feel like there's not a lot of diversity in modeling in general, right? And me as a black woman, somebody with natural hair, I don't see a lot of people with locks or a lot of people with the fro doing what I do, especially here in Charleston. And so just being just the idea of being able to be a part of a change, that really, really excites me.
Wow. What type of change do you want to see with modeling besides diversity?
Definitely more inclusivity. Not, I just want to see. I want to see more people that don't necessarily have the model look. Essentially, like I don't know, being a minority, like especially being somebody in a predominantly white area, you kind of see the same thing over and over, which is fine. Everybody is wonderful. But like I really want more little girls like who look like me or just don't like feel like they're conventionally looking like a model. I want to see more people going into the field and making changes on their own.
Mm. What other changes have you made on your own as a model?
Uh, in what context?
Yes, ma'am. You talk about those changes that you want people to make on their own as a model. What changes have you personally made as far as this industry is concerned?
I think being a petite model has really allowed some change and opened some doors, not just for me, but for other people.
Sure.
I'm only 5'4", but I've done New York Fashion Week, I've done LA Fashion Week, I've been walked in Paris. And I think that's groundbreaking in a way because you don't see a lot of that. The standard model height is 5'8", 5'7" if you're lucky, but you don't see a lot of petite people getting the attention they deserve. So it's my hope that like by continuing to do what I do, that more people will say, oh, like height isn't necessarily something that's a hindrance.
Mm. In this particular industry, which is obviously modeling for you, Miss Adriana, what has been those hindrances that you've actually overcome?
Mm. I've gotten comments about my natural hair before, my hair color, my hair texture being too coarse. I have 4C hair, so I've gotten comments before that my hair is too hard to work with. So I wouldn't necessarily say it's been a hindrance, but it's definitely something that has caused issues in the past. I've also gotten comments about my weight. Like I I don't even know how to explain this, but I've gotten comments about my weight before that weren't necessarily kind comments, like, "Oh, you should lose more weight, you should gain more weight," and um, I don't think that that's something that should really hinder somebody, and but it has kind of in a way like put pressure for sure.
Wow. What
Yeah.
exactly are those pressures in the modeling industry that you've seen over the past couple of years?
I think the biggest one I've seen is that pressure to be perfect all the time. Um, and it gets to a lot of people, not just myself, but a lot of models, like making sure you can maintain your weight, those perfect measurements or whatever your agency is asking for. Um, nor even the pressures of it's always competition, like trying to be better and bigger and atop the last thing you did,
Mm,
when really it should more so be about the love of the game or the love of what you're doing.
wow.
Yeah.
What does the modeling agency want, and what does the modeling industry want when it comes to models?
Mm. It's so hard to say because the standards seem to change, and then
Mm,
like it seems like sometimes you meet the standards and then they move the goalposts.
mm,
So it's so hard to say, but I do know they definitely value people who are authentic in their expression, whether that's creative or just in the way that they speak and carry themselves. Um, Professionalism is definitely something that that's just invaluable. You go a far way just by being professional, being kind to people, and like making sure you get to know everybody that you're working with.
mm. This might be a off the beaten path, Miss Adriana, but what
Mhm.
exactly is the art of modeling?
I guess that's pretty subjective. I mean, for me, the art of modeling is being able to use myself as the canvas,
Mm,
and essentially be able to bring somebody else's vision to life. I love being able to be a part of somebody's creative vision and like knowing that like by being a part of a project, I'm doing something like even bigger than what I like anticipated doing.
mm. Wow. What
Yeah.
what resources do you use for that creative vision?
Um, I use a lot of Pinterest, and I always make sure I have a mood before I even go into a
Yes.
shoot. So Pinterest is like my number one. I also just love talking to other creatives, whether that's people who are like actual creative directors, photographers, or people who just like have cool ideas, and I want to pick their brain and see what they have going on. I feel like you can learn something from anybody you cross paths with. So I think that inspiration and creativity can be found anywhere really.
Wow. Who in the modeling industry has inspired you over the years?
I love this question. Um, Aside from like the people at the top, Tyra Banks and Naomi Campbell's, the Adriana Limas, I
Mm,
really get inspired by a lot of my peers here in Charleston. So like I don't know if you're familiar with movement with Michi, not movement with Michi, yeah, her name is Demetria. She's wonderful. I've been inspired by a designer. Her name is Shakira Bold. She
mm,
has a brand of clothing called Artistically Bold, and I absolutely find a lot of inspiration from her. Dev Smalls, of course,
sure.
he's absolutely wonderful. Just there's different people here in Charleston. Shy Bass, like he's a creative director. Demont Tennille, just to
Sure.
name a few people. Um, just there's so much creativity here in Charleston. You really can't walk out without finding somebody that you'd be inspired by.
Wow. And of course, two of those people I've had on Quentin's close-ups before. But let me ask you, with that inspiration that you've received, what else do you want to create next with your
Mm.
modeling?
I I've been wanting to do like a series of natural hair photo shoots and like maybe using my hair as like
Sure.
sculptures.
Sure.
Um, I really want to do that. Just place an emphasis on natural beauty, really, the beauty of brown skin. So I'm excited to do something like that in the very near future. Um, I also want to. I kind of been wanting to get into making my own clothing.
Mm,
So I've been kind of working on like learning how to sew and do that sort of thing. That way, like when I put a photo shoot together, I can say I did everything, from
mm.
my hair to my makeup to the clothes.
Wow. Take me behind the scenes. Who is Adriana Hall as a model doing these photo shoots?
Mm. I, I like to call myself a quiet storm. I really do. Like it kind of hypes me up a little bit. But and when I say a quiet storm, I kind of mean I come onto the set. I'm professional. I do what I do. But when I'm stepping in front of the camera, that's when I come to life. That's where that storm comes in,
Mm,
and I can bring whatever character or whatever energy out that I need to bring out for that photo shoot. So like Adriana Hall, she's fierce, she's confident, she's
mm.
fun, and she's just a lightning bolt, really.
That's really amazing. Who do you want Adriana Hall to be in the next 5 to 10 years as a model and as a person?
As a person. I want to expand on modeling even more, but it's not like modeling isn't necessarily my end all be all, to be
Mm,
honest. And my day job is a data analyst, and I love fashion. So I want to get into a position, whether that's e-commerce or working in marketing for a big brand. And I want to be able to bring in more creators and more, more brown people, bring them into the industry myself,
okay.
and get them the jobs that I'm currently working.
Wow. Wow.
So that's where I'm hoping to be in 10 years. I love tech, I love fashion. So once I put those together, it's going to be a great time.
Oh, yeah, that's exactly right. That's gonna be very, very amazing. Well,
Thank
Miss
you.
A oh, you're very welcome. Well, Miss Adriana Hall, thank you so much for your time, and again, welcome to Quintin's Close-Ups.
Thank you, Quentin. It was awesome. It was so great talking to you.
Likewise, thank you.